Hello, beautiful. This is a video for your 4th birthday. I'm going to be really honest with you. It's the 2nd of January 2023, which means it was your birthday 6 months ago. And a lot of things have happened. Probably the last 6 months has been a bit of a roller coaster. At least the last 6 months, probably more so the last year. And as you know, we've had the COVID pandemic, and something else has happened as well, where me and your mum have split up. So we split up in November 2022. And I don't want to dive into that too much because um, there's no malice, there's no horribleness, there's no arguments, there's no nothing. So unfortunately, me and your mum just didn't get on anymore. And we were unable to make it work. But we now actually get on like a house on fire, as parents and as co-parents, and we get on really, really well, and everything is really good. So you're never going to have the problem in your life of saying that you had a childhood where parents were shouting and hollering at each other, or me and your mum didn't get on, because we still do, and we still love you just as much. So I was at Bobby's New Year's Eve. I'm currently living at Grandad and Claire's until I find myself somewhere better to live. You do stay with me four nights a week out of the 7, so we still spend a great amount of time together. But when I was around Bobby's on New Year's Eve, I asked everybody to compile a list of things that you've done since you was 3. And there's a lot to get in, and by the looks of the memory on my phone, I've got like 20 minutes. So the first one is Turkey. So although me and your mum had split up, we'd booked a holiday in like 2020, but because of the pandemic, it kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So I believe it was July. So in July of 2022, we all went to Turkey again. You will never remember this, but when you was 1, you came to Turkey with us as well, and you came with us again, the same place. You was now in Nepal. I spent so much time with you, Evie, in Turkey. It was brilliant. We spent loads of time in Nepal together, and we played a particular game which you would not let me stop doing, which was literally you wouldn't wear your armband, so you'd have a ring round you, and my job was to pick you up and launch you the other side of the swimming pool. I say the other side, it was a big swimming pool, but I was launching you, and you'd go under the water, you'd come back up, and you'd do that, trying to get the water out your face, and you'd act like you hated it, and then you'd ask me to do it again. So we shared some great memories in Turkey. I'd love to take you back there. I'm probably not going to be able to do that now for the next few years, while I correct myself financially and everything else. So but I'd love to take you back there at some point, that's for definite. Yeah, okay, so the next thing that I've got on my list is, well, you obviously completely know who he is now, but young Noah. Young Noah was born, I'm going to forget the date now, so I'm going to wish I never said that, but he was born, he's now a year old already, running around, jumping up and down, causing chaos, which is exactly what we want to see from him. And you and Noah have a fantastic relationship, by the way. Like, he follows you everywhere. He always wants to cuddle you, and you are always eager to play with him and look after him. And I hope that by the time you get to watch this video, it's still the same. It's a fantastic relationship that you have. Some things that we've done. So me and you had a great time, right? I took you to Port Limp Zoo. It's up near like Ashford Way, and we must have spent an hour looking at the lions, because you was adamant that it was Mufasa from Lion King, and you was constantly calling at him, shouting Mufasa, and there was little eye things that you could look through, and yeah, literally, like you loved it. You was calling him, and we stayed there for an hour, and it's great because Daddy's favourite um, animal is a lion as well. So we just sat there and chilled for ages watching these lions. I've got pictures as well that you was probably about 2 foot away from a tiger. Um, just showed absolutely no fear. I was petrified for you, but yeah, showed absolutely no fear. Also, yep, Grandad, so Gary, he got married to Claire. And one thing I'll tell you just really quickly about that wedding is you was really, really good. So you wasn't a flower girl or anything like that. You have to ask Grandad why about that. But you was at the front, so I was Grandad's best man, and you was watching the wedding, and Amelia had to come down on her own before Claire came down. And Amelia got really, really scared and started crying, and didn't want to do it. And bless your heart, you're a year younger than her, as you know, but you went running up that aisle, and you grabbed hold of her and you walked down the aisle with her, and you went and sat with her, and she cuddled you, and you was letting her know that everything was all right. So that was really, really lovely of you and mature of you. Okay, so the next one is we've now spent the last 2 Christmases at Bobby's house. So the first one was on Christmas Day. I had you Christmas Day the first time round. So that was lovely. We had Bobble and Joshua round, obviously, because they lived there. And I think your mum come round as well and watched you open your presents that year. And this year just gone, Christmas just gone, Bobby and Josh were at Josh's family. So I had you Boxing Day, and I made Christmas all over again for you at Bobby's house. So Father Christmas came, and all your toys were all your presents were underneath the tree. And out of all the money that I spent, I spent a fortune, by the way, on like a £200 doll, Annabelle doll, baby doll, because that's what you wanted. And your favourite present was a £10 toy. I was fuming, absolutely fuming. I would have just got you 10 of them if I knew. But you had a fantastic Christmas, great Christmas around all your friends, all your family. And nothing was different. If anything, it was better for you because you now get 2 sets of presents, and 2 sets of lots of love from each side of the family. So you was absolutely smashing it. Okay, the next one is I wouldn't be able to talk about it in any of these videos without mentioning Millwall. So you've now come to Millwall, I think, about 5 times. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. We was in the beer area, and you're just dancing. All the Millwall supporters are watching you, just having a great time. And the amazing thing about it is that me and you were walking out of the ground, and I had you in my arms. And one of the professional photographers from Millwall Football Club took a photo of us, and they put that up on their website. So the first time you come to Millwall and you get put on their website, that's just got Evie Draper written all over it. That's what happens with you. Okay, so I've got loads to talk about, so just have to do it really quickly. Now, Grandpa, who you would have seen in your 2-year-old video, unfortunately, Grandpa passed away last year. It was very sudden. It was very a bit of a shock to everybody. And just something that was just another trauma in our lives recently, what with the pandemic, etc. And a lot of us were very, very sad. But in hindsight, we have to move on. We have to move on. I'm making sure that Fran's okay. I look after Fran a lot and go around and do bits and pieces around her house. You come around and see Fran a lot as well. Actually, this Christmas she gave you a big bag of change. And naughty Grandad, who's John, he's currently counting it for you, so we'll see how much you got. But yeah, it was a sad year, unfortunately. Also, Sheila, Auntie Sheila, she's your great auntie. I go and see her every Monday now at the care home. She's doing okay, and you come and saw her the day after Boxing Day this year, and she was so happy to see you. It was brilliant. So, although there was something sad that happened, there's also some positives that have happened as well, where we have get to spend more time with family. We didn't really see much of Fran while Grandpa was around, and I never went and saw Auntie Sheila. So there's some positives, but Grandpa will always be remembered, and I'll always tell you about him in a good light. Okay, nativity play. Now, although you have a nativity video on your on this YouTube channel, we were unable to video it this year due to parental concerns. So you was Angel Gabriel. Like, you was brilliant. You was out of this world, and you had the hardest part out of all of your friends, and you had to stand up on this big stool, and you was waving. Daddy bought you a really nice Angel Gabriel outfit. So you looked the part anyway, but then mum judged it up and made it look incredible. So you looked $1 million on that stage, and you had to stand up in front of everybody, and your words were, "Don't be afraid, I bring words of great joy. Your Saviour's been born as a new baby boy." And I was so proud of you. I was so proud of you, as you know I am anyway. Always forever proud of you. And I can't wait for next year. Can't wait for next year's nativity play to watch you do it all over again. Honestly, you really are a superstar. Okay, so we also had so my cousin Holly, your great auntie. I don't know what she is, which should be to you, second cousin, I presume. Then we call her Auntie Holly. Auntie Holly and Ben got married. It was a beautiful wedding, beautiful ceremony, and you was a flower girl for Holly, and you was incredible in that as well. You was the first one to walk down the aisle. You was throwing flowers everywhere, and yeah, I mean, I got quite emotional with that. It's quite emotional to see your daughter walk down the aisle. I never thought it would be, and you weren't even getting married. You was 3. You was 3. So, but yeah, but there's a song from that. The song that she got married to as she walked down the aisle was Elvis Presley, "Can't Help Falling in Love with You." It's a song that I love, and you've now learnt to love as well. And me and you sing this song all the time now. The Elvis song is brilliant. We do a lot of singing. We always do a lot of singing in the car. Wherever we are, we sing together all the time. Spa music I've got here. So, as you know, Daddy sings to you every single night. Or when I have you now, every single night. Mummy has to do it the other 3 nights. And the song is Tim McGraw, My Little Girl. But recently you wanted to have a bath, and I said, let's do like a spa night. Let's have a spa night. So what I did is I run you a bath, lots of bubbles, I lit loads of candles, and I put spa music on, turn the light off, and you was just literally in the bath. You was like, "Oh, Daddy, this is so relaxing. This is so relaxing." You stood up and you was washing yourself like so slowly. And from that, you now go to sleep with spa music. Daddy's singing is now null and void. It was very upsetting for me. There was a time when we was in the car and you wanted to fall asleep, and I managed to sing to you, but I think the singing days are over now. Probably luckily for you, because Daddy can't sing to save his life, but it was something that I'll always cherish, is singing you to sleep, because I would sing and I would just watch you fall asleep, and it was one of the most amazing things ever for me, So you never know, it might come back into play, but we will see. Okay, 2 more things, because I've got to wrap it up. I've got like 3 minutes before my memory runs out. The first one is we had Nanny Taxi's 60th birthday party, where literally that was just a It was chaotic, absolutely chaotic. Everybody running all over the place, kids running all over the place. But she had a lovely time, and her 60th with all her friends and her family, and of course you there as well. It was a surprise party, so she didn't know anything about it. Um, but yeah, so she had a lovely time, and so did you. And we also had Kaylee's 18th last year. That was at Woking Football Club. And again, you still the show, Evie. Everywhere you go, you still the show. It's crazy. But yeah, she had a lovely time. The last thing I want to talk about is your school. So, um, Daddy really wanted you to go to St Catherine's School, which is where you're at, and we managed to get you in. Before you went to school in September, you couldn't read, you couldn't write, obviously, um, and you have come through your first term absolutely smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. You can read very, very well already, and your writing is getting better week by week. You can write sentences now. You know, you're 4.5. You can write sentences, and you are so, so clever. And I want to say this to you because it's very important that I've always said to you that two of the most important things in life is education and family. And that is completely true. If you decide to put your mind to it, Evie, you can be anything. You really can, because you are so intelligent, so charismatic, so driven, so independent that you really could do anything with your life. And I will always be here 100% backing you to be able to do that. Yeah, and listen, that's my video. It's a year and a half of just trying to fit everything in. I'm pretty sure that I would have missed loads and loads of stuff. And I'm sorry that I didn't do it on the day that I should have done it. It's just, like I say, everything's been very chaotic. Everything's been very emotional. And it's just been hard, and I wanted to be ready, and be able to word things in the right way in order to give you a video that you would enjoy when you're older. So yeah, we're into 2023 by a couple of days. I'm hoping to get everybody to do a video for you on your 5th birthday like we did the 2nd, and unfortunately, like we say, there'll be a couple of people that won't be in there anymore, but that's okay. And unfortunately, that's life. That's life. We have to move on, and we have to keep going. So, Evie, I'm incredibly proud of you, and I honestly could not ask for a better daughter than what I already have. You amaze me every day, and I fall in love with you more and more every single day. You're polite, you're driven, your personality is incredible. And I don't want you to ever lose anything about you that you've got. So from me to you, I'm extremely proud of you and the person that you are becoming. You really are amazing, and you turn heads everywhere you go. And I've never heard anybody say a bad word about you, at all. Remember, you must always respect your mother. Always be nice to your mum. She does a lot for you, Evie. And you just need to make sure that you respect her and give her the respect that she deserves. Okay. So on to next year. Next year we're going to be starting karate lessons, performing arts, and I want to get you into swimming as well. So let's see if we can get some more improvement out of you, and see if you like any of them things. On February the 4th, I've got a minute. On February the 4th, you will be going to Millwall, and you're going to be waving the flag on the pitch as the players come in with my little football team, my little under-10s football team. So that will be a fantastic memory for you and for me as well. There'll be like 15,000 people there. It's going to be incredible. But listen, I'll see you June the 3rd this time, 2023. So proud of you, Evie. Love you lots.